launch being ticked off. Action to take to chill the propellant lines that feed the main engines of the Antares rocket systems to ensure efficient and complete delivery of the fuel once that ignition time comes.
LC, this is GSO on countdown 1. I'm back on station.
Copy, GSO.
The call for the final countdown should come at around 11:40 a.m. today. That'll be about 12 minutes before launch. Again, launch currently targeted at 11:52 a.m. Central Time. That's the open of the 5-minute window, just about 41.5 minutes from now.
And LC OLO on countdown 1.
Go ahead, OLO.
Just wanted to report the start of cold helium charging.
Okay, copy that. We have bottle charging. We'll just check step 330 complete.
So coming up now, and just about 40 minutes away from that scheduled launch, Orbital 2's mission currently on the pad, everything continuing to look good. Joining me now via phone, a regular launch guest now for our orbital launches, is John Steinmeier. John with Orbital Sciences. He's the Senior Program Manager for the Launch Systems Group. John, first off, thanks so much for calling in today. We always appreciate your insight. First off, how's everything looking out there at the pad, and how's everybody feeling?
Thanks, Dan. Things look great here at the Wallops Flight Facility today. As you mentioned, at the poll that was conducted 5 minutes before the hour, all vehicle systems reported go for launch. The range is go, pending the exit of a sailboat from the hazard area. That's anticipated to occur in the next several minutes here. The launch team has been on station since about 8 o'clock this morning, and fueling commenced at 11:20 a.m. So things are progressing well.
So it's always great to hear, especially, you know, it's been quite a journey to get to this point. I mean, Orbital 2, we were originally planning on launching it in May. Can you talk a little bit about this launch date's genesis, kind of everything we've gone through to get here today?
Sure, Dan. We've been working hard to get this second cargo resupply mission launched. The original planned date was rescheduled due to delays with previous cargo resupply missions, which were impacted by issues at their launch range. We then elected to delay the mission so we could better understand the cause of an issue that was experienced during an engine test and make sure there were no similar concerns with the engines on the vehicle for this mission. Closer to launch day, some severe storms blew through this area earlier this week, which impacted our ability to execute and execute the planned pre-launch processing activities. And then once we were actually out at the pad and into vehicle final systems check, we did experience a small electrical continuity relay issue, which we had to fully resolve before we could continue. But that was resolved. All the issues are behind us, and we're progressing forward for launch today.
All right, and I bet everybody's very excited again. This Orbital's second resupply flight to the International Space Station. Now, Frank Culbertson, in an earlier briefing, had alluded to a couple of new items on this Cygnus. Could you walk through a couple of some of the novel things that will be happening on this mission?
Sure, I'll try to summarize that for you. For the most part, the Cygnus vehicle is very similar to what was flown on the previous missions, but they are implementing the use of a new infrared laser range finding system that will be used during the rendezvous and capture activities for Cygnus. They've also added a new software S-band radio, which delivers higher power capabilities for the Cygnus communications.
All right, and is there anything coming out of this mission that you're really looking forward to, or something you guys are really hoping to learn that you can implement into future resupply flights to the station?
Well, we are anticipating that this mission will be largely as successful as the previous cargo resupply missions, and that ultimately these missions become fairly routine for us. However, there's things that are anticipated with each mission, and we're looking forward to our Orb 3 mission, which will be coming up later in this year, where we'll be actually using a higher performing launch vehicle with a slightly higher performing second stage motor, which will allow us to deliver even more cargo to the International Space Station.
All right, well, we'll definitely be looking forward to that mission as well as our launch currently about 36 minutes away from now. John, thanks for calling in. Hope you got a great view of the rocket as it goes up today. Again, John Steinmeier, Senior Program Manager of the Launch Systems Group at Orbital Sciences. Always appreciate your insight. Thanks so much for calling in.
All right, thank you, Dan. Go Antares, go Cygnus.
And just 35 minutes and 40 seconds from Go Antares. That scheduled ignition time still on the clock at 11:52 a.m. Central Time. Liftoff just 2 seconds after that initial ignition and engine checkout.
TSO copies.
Guys, right now I'm downloading this app for my phone. I think what it's going to do is show me every spacecraft in orbit or something. At least I'm hoping it does that, so that I can actually watch as Cygnus moves along.
And launch team LC, countdown 1. Step 334. At this time I poll to proceed with the start of MES low flow chill down. GSO.
LC, GSO is go.
RSO.
RSO is go.
TD.
TD, go.
OLL.
OLL is go.
Stage 1.
Stage 1 is go.
GCE.
GC is go.
ACE.
ACE is go.
LD.
LD is go.
Launch team is go for MES chill down.
Dang, it froze.
MES low flow chill down will commence at T-minus 30 minutes.
Launch of Orbital 2's second resupply mission to the station. The Cygnus inside of the payload fairing, currently loaded up with 3,300 pounds of supplies. This time, the Cygnus named after former astronaut Janice Voss. The ship dubbed the SS Janice Voss after the late astronaut who flew on 5 space shuttle missions, who unfortunately passed away back in February of 2012 at the age of 55. Voss actually worked with Orbital Sciences Corporation before she ever became an astronaut in support of mission integration and flight operations for the transfer orbit stage that helped to propel one satellite to geosynchronous orbit after it was launched aboard Space Shuttle Discovery on the STS-51 mission back in September of 1993. That orbit stage also boosted NASA's Mars Observer probe from a Titan rocket back in 1992. In another twist, STS-51 was actually commanded by former astronaut Frank Culbertson, who's now the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Orbital's Advanced Programs Group. Culbertson and Orbital wanting to name this Cygnus after Janice Voss in tribute to both her memory and her family.